Assalamualaikum. Hello, moms and dads. Today we're taking you on a trip to a place that just wow. It's one of the most magnificent spots in all of Indonesia, full of towering stone spires and just incredible stories. We're talking, of course, about the Prambanan Temple. So let's just jump right into the big question, right? The one that every single kid, probably a lot of us grown up to, ask when they see this place. It's the story we all know and love. Could this huge, stunning complex really have been built in just one night by a prince using magic? I mean, you gotta admit, when you look at it, it kind of looks like it had to be magic, right? And that magical story, the one we're talking about, is the legendary tale of Rara Jonggrang. It's a classic fairy tale. I mean, you got your powerful prince, a beautiful princess, and a mission that's just completely, absolutely impossible. So first, you got this mighty prince, Bandung Bondowoso, and he was just totally head over heels in love. And then you got the clever and beautiful princess, Roro Jonggrang, who was, well, let's just say she was not feeling it. That's one way to put it. She was definitely not a fan. So Bandung Bondowoso is dead set on marrying her. But Roro Jonggrang is thinking, how do I get out of this without starting a massive war? So she comes up with this tricky, brilliant plan. She sets a condition for the marriage, a challenge, so crazy difficult that she positive there's no way he could ever pull it off. She told him he had to build her, wait for it, 1,000 temples in one single night. I mean, just think about that. All of them completely built from sunset to sunrise. It was literally designed to be impossible. Yeah, but here's the twist. Bandung Bondowoso wasn't just your average prince. He had some serious supernatural connection. So he calls up this entire army of spirits and demons to get the job done. And you know what's crazy? It was working. He almost pulled it off all through the night. You could see these temples popping up out of the ground. So Roro Jonggrang sees the 999 temples just about finished. And of course, she totally panics. She quickly tells all the village women to start pounding their rice and to light huge fire over in the east. The idea was to fake the dawn, and it worked. The rooster started trilling, the spirits thought the sun was coming up, and they all vanished. Bandung Bondowoso realized he'd been tricked, and he was furious. In his rage, he points to the princess and lays down that famous curse, turning her into stone to become the 1000th and final temple. And legend says that's the very statue of Durga. You can still see inside the main temple today. It's such a fantastic story, isn't it? I mean, it's the perfect tale to tell your kids while you're walking around this amazing place. But it does make you stop and think, is any of it actually true? Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. Let's peel back the legend and find out what really happened. Honestly, I think the true story is even more mind blowing because this wasn't done by magic or spirits. It was built by actual human beings. So, first thing first, this whole project didn't start on some random Tuesday night. Construction actually began way back around the year 850 AD. We're not talking about one night rush job. This was a massive undertaking, a masterpiece that spanned generations under the Medang-Mataram kingdom. It wasn't even called Prambanan at first. Archaeologists found this ancient inscription that tells us its original name was Sivagraha. That's Sanskrit and it means the house of Shiva. So right there, that name tells you exactly what this place was for. It was a holy site built to honor the great Hindu god Shiva. So here's where it all comes together. Let's look at this side by side. The legend says built by a prince Bandung Bondowoso all in one night to win a princess. But the reality, It was actually started by a real king, Rakai Pikatan, and it took decades to build. And I'm sorry to disappoint you, the reason wasn't romance. It was glorious monument to honor the gods. So yeah, a little less fairy tale and a lot more incredible human achievement, royal devotion, and some serious amazing engineering. And speaking of engineering, what they built was it's mind-blowing. This wasn't just a bunch of temples thrown together. The entire complex was carefully, meticulously designed to be a model of the entire Hindu universe, but built out of stone. Okay, moms and dads, hold on to your hats for this number. What we see today is just the centerpiece. Originally, this complex had grand total of 240 temples. Can you even imagine 240? It's like trying to build 240 of the most complicated, gigantic Lego sets ever, except you're using giant volcanic stones instead of little plastic bricks. The scale is just staggering, and even the structure of its temple has this incredibly deep meaning. You can think of it in three parts stacked on top of each other. The very bottom base is called Buloka, and that represents our world, the world of mortal. The middle section, the body of the temple, is Pualoka, which is the realm of holy people and saints. And then the very top, those beautiful ornate roof, that's Swaloka, the sacred realm of the Hinduness gods themselves. And right in the center of the whole complex, you have the three biggest and most important temples. They are dedicated to the Trimurti, the three main gods in Hinduism. So you have a temple for Brahma, the creator, and one for Vishnu, the preserver. Both of those are a really impressive 33 meters tall, but the real star of the show, the biggest one in the middle, is for Shiva, the destroyer. His temple tower over everything at incredible 47 meters high. But the story doesn't just stop once the last stone was laid. Prambanan's journey was far from over. It actually faced centuries of abandonment and disaster before it was brought back to life. It really had an unbelievable journey through time. So after it was built, the kingdom's capital actually moved away in 930s, maybe because of a huge eruption from Mount Merapi nearby. The temple was just left behind. It slowly crumbled, and then a huge earthquake in the 16th century did even more damage. It was basically lost to the jungle until it was rediscovered in 1733. And think about this, even after being rediscovered, the restoration of just the main temple wasn't finished until 1953. That's how much work it took. Decades and decades of carefully putting it all back together piece by piece. Which is why it was so amazing when it was finally named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1991. And that brings us all the way to today, because Prambanan isn't just some dusty old ruin you look at from a distance. No, it's a living, breathing place that's still so important for culture and for faith. Today, it's this world-famous heritage site that people from all over the globe come to see. But it's also still a very sacred place. Hindu communities gather here for huge ceremonies. And something for the whole family to see, it's the home of the spectacular Ramayana ballet, performed right there with the temples lit up in the background. It's an absolute must-see for your traveling family. So as we wrap things up, we kind of left you with this beautiful choice, aren't we? Do you tell the magical story of God's princess and a thousand temples? Or do you tell the true story of kings, incredible faith, and just amazing human skill? Or hey, maybe you tell both. So the question we want to leave you with is, when you take your family to this amazing place, what story will you tell? Thank you so much for coming along with us on this amazing journey to Prambanan. We really hope you enjoyed exploring the myth and the real history with us. We'll catch you on the next video of Homri. Wassalamualaikum.